Sup, y'all, we back. Hair's a little extra coily today after taking it out of the braids I had it in for my smoker. Update on that, by the way, it went amazing, great experience. However, today's focus is on UFC 303's main event, Pereira versus Jiri Procházka. And holy shit, how fucking good is Alex Pereira, yo? Right after dropping Jiri on his back with a clean-ass left hook going backwards at the end of the first round, Pereira starts off the second round by switch kicking him into the fucking moon. Jiri's doing fine now, he was fine after the fight, but my god, that shit was brutal. Funny enough, Pereira ended up breaking his toe against Jiri's head when he did the head kick. Not too sure if it was the same broken toe that he stepped into this fight with, but I found it funny that yet again we have another toe break injury on UFC 303. And afterwards, Pereira just like popped that shit right back in. Like he did not give a single fuck. In fact, he got to training like 2 days after the fight immediately. Like he's a-okay. And I found something very interesting on my timeline that kind of gave away the finish. Alex's coach was scrolling on Instagram in the back before the fight had happened when they were warming up, and he came across a video of Jiri actually warming up in the back, and when he was checking calf kicks, Alex Pereira noticed that he kept dropping his hands, and he specifically said, I'm gonna kick him in the head for that.
I'm hearing rumors that you guys saw something in the warm-up videos that got posted on Instagram right before the fight.
Yeah, man, be careful what you post before your fights, all right? We were browsing on Instagram, I was just sitting down there, and I saw somebody posted a video of us dancing on the warm-up, and Jiri getting ready, and the way that he was doing what he assumed was the correct block for the calf kicks was wrong, and I showed that to Alex, and I said, let me see the video again. He goes, when he's doing this, he's putting his hands down. I'm gonna kick this guy in the head at the end.
And, well, that was it. That was all she wrote. I've always wondered if that could happen during a fight, like a coach seeing a video of someone warming up in the back and being like, huh, that's something that we could use. Of course, before the fight, Alex Pereira and his team are just dancing around, having a grand old time in the back like nothing's ever happening. Alex's coach specifically said that he wanted Alex to treat this fight not like he's saving UFC 303 in the main event and to make it be a big thing. He wanted him to actually treat it like he was on the undercard so that way there wouldn't be that much pressure, and I guess it worked. And the UFC ended up actually giving Alex a 303k bonus for the fight. This was something joked about in the presser, and I guess they actually honored it. Lord knows I would not say no to Alex Pereira for asking me for any kind of money. I don't care how rich that man is. That man is scary, okay? Pereira's pound-for-pound status is also officially moved to number 2, so now it's Islam number 1, Pereira number 2, and Jones number 3 officially. I know Dana's gonna be fucking pissed about that, which a video about that will be coming soon, specifically covering why I believe Pereira deserves to be at the number 1 spot, especially over someone like Jon Jones. And people are saying that Jon Jones should be next for Pereira, that Pereira should move up to heavyweight and fight to try to become the first 3 weight world champion. And at this point, fuck it, he should do it. I completely take back what I've been saying before. I think, honestly, he could have a solid chance against Jones. Oh, I would love to see Pereira knock the fuck out of Jon Jones, too. I would absolutely love that. Especially since he'd be avenging Glover Teixeira for a 3rd time now. All of which I'm pretty sure we're in title fights. So that would be fucking cool. I would love to see that. Jiri Procházka said after the fight, I need to evolve to the next level or I don't fight ever again. And Yuri's a fucking warrior, man. I hate seeing that picture of his hair just like lopsided after the first round. It's so sad. But yeah, that's how you're supposed to treat a loss, especially a loss to a champion, a great like Alex Pereira. Evolve, get better, or don't consider coming back. That is, if you are serious about achieving championship status one more time. I do think Jiri has potential to actually get the championship back. He was doing fairly well against Pereira in the first fight, and I honestly think that it's just a stylistic matchup here that really screwed him over. Against Pereira, you have to be very, very defensively sound and aware, especially for that left hook, and Jiri is just not, like, I mean, he started covering up recently for this fight, and we saw a bit of it during the first round, but, like, still, that low hands, very loose moving style. Against Pereira, that's just not the way to go. I'm just personally happy that I got to witness probably the coolest fucking fight ever that the UFC could put together between 2 iconic characters in MMA.
For my money, this is the best stare down in the history of the sport. There's no awesome. 2 men like these 2 guys staring at each other, looking into each other's souls.
Oh man, this is awesome.
Whenever Pereira and Jiri meet in the cage, it honestly just feels like a video game. It feels like a Dark Souls boss mission. And honestly, that might just be what it feels like to fight Pereira. I mean, Jiri kept talking about in the lead up to this fight that he believed that Alex had spiritual, like, rituals that he was doing, almost like witchcraft, calling on to the spirits and using them in the fight to help him win. And Pereira did not deny that shit at fucking all. Pereira basically said, yeah, I do use the spirits. What about it? You gonna do something about it? And some people are speculating that that sort of ritualistic cannibalistic, like, spiritual calling is based in the face paint that he's doing, and I low-key love that headcanon. Whenever Pereira uses the red face paint during the final face-off at the weigh-ins, he usually ends up winning in devastating fashion, as we saw again last night. I say last night like I'm not like 3 days late with this shit. Last fight. And the 2 times that he didn't have it on was when he fought Jan when he first moved up to light heavyweight, and when he fought Adesanya the second time. So I do like to believe that it's the face paint itself calling on the tribe, calling on the ancestors, and really using the spirits to lock the fuck in. Even cooler is that the people that put it on him this time was the fucking Blue Man Group for some reason. Love that. Absolutely random. Speaking of the Adesanya 2 fight though, Izzy ended up posting another edit immediately after the fight was over of him beating Pereira that one time. And yeah, every single time Pereira fights, Izzy just ends up becoming the biggest hypocrite of all time. We all remember the interview, I beat that guy one time, posted in a bar and shit. That has to be the biggest regret any UFC fighter could have, period, other than like Weidman throwing that leg kick or fucking Silva throwing that leg kick. Since Izzy's last fight, Pereira has fought in 3 title fights and won all of them at light heavyweight, which is something Izzy couldn't do. And all the while, Izzy is just fucking Twitter fingers posting about that one time he beat him. And you can even see it on his face when he reacted to the knockout. There's no emotion. There's no any happiness or camaraderie for like a rival. Izzy just hating, yo. Izzy just hates Pereira so much. And so is Jamal Hill. Like, both of their reactions after the fight were so fucking funny and telling, especially with all the shit that they talk about Pereira, just for Pereira to really stone face it and just be like, okay. If you ask me, give Jamal Hill Jiri Procházka and they should fight for the right to fight Pereira one more time. All in all, great performance by Pereira. I'm really happy that I exist in this era and I get to watch him just progressively go further into like Hall of Fame status. Anyway, if you like this video, leave a like on it. Comment your thoughts on the UFC 303 main event and all the bullshit that went on into like going into that fight. Subscribe for more fight talk in the future and I'll see y'all later.
My secrets and my heart is what I gave to you. In return, you see nothing but a lame excuse. And it's wow, I did everything just to see you smile. I've been thinking about you for a while. Responding to your pics and your vids. Now I see you just do it for the gram. And you talking on your man.